Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Tim attempts to do the Steel Soul challenge for Hollow Knight. In the last episode, we explored some of the green path and met Hornet there. Hello. Pale thing, you wear that nail with ease. If you're in search of combat, you'll find no great warriors here. I've heard an arena exists somewhere below, one built for our like. Meet me there, and we'll test what skills you possess. I'll be heading down soon. Come and find me if you dare. Hollow Nest. What challengers await in its ruin? We met Hornet down below and defeated her. Playing really aggressively against a boss is fun, and something that I generally haven't done before my Steel Soul attempts. Playing a more reactionary defensive, or taking a defensive posture when I was fighting. So I think the plan will be to do something similar to the start of the last episode. Go here first and see what thanks we have gained from Father Caterpillar. The last time I'll mention it as well, but this will be the theme for almost the entirety of this playlist, which is that as I'm speaking to you guys, I am watching this playlist along with you, as opposed to speaking as I'm playing through it. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it's extraordinarily difficult to record a game, play a game and speak during it. Since you have to concentrate, especially for games of this sort, which require a good amount of reaction in real time to what's ongoing. Oh, man! Oh, my stomach churns whenever there's a large plummet of that sort. In any game I play, when there's a large fall, oh man, my stomach just, whoo. I do not like those long falls very, very much. Thankfully, there's no falling damage in the game, but still. I'm not quite sure if I'm falling down into a monster down below me. We cleaned out a good portion of the green path, but we haven't explored all of it. And so I believe we're going to attempt to wrap up anything that we can currently access in this area. I'm guessing I didn't change my charms either. So we're still using Gathering Swarm? And oh, I think it's the extra damage when I'm low on life charm I currently have equipped. I don't remember what I had put on at the end of the first episode, and I don't remember swapping them in the second. Might as well get some free marks on our journal entry there for those creatures. This feels very similar to the last episode's beginning. I'm being extra careful, apparently, getting used to looking down to see where I'm going to be dropping down to. I wish I could remember what the names of all these creatures are, but I don't. With the exception of a precious few, I don't recall their names of what we're killing out here. And even then, that's mostly the bosses. And that's only because their names are listed. We have full soul and full mask, so I'm guessing what I'm intending to do at this moment is go back to the area that had all the acid in it with the acid walkers and risk exploring it for a bit. I really enjoy how this area is so overgrown with everything. And you know, I didn't really... I mean, this is the case for almost everything in this game, including the creature we just killed there, based on the fact that we have the orange mist, Ichor, coming out of it. But everything here is basically, with the plants are alive. I guess this must be a creature instead of a plant that we just killed, or have some some part creature plant, because they're all dead, right? Or the vast majority of them are husks filled with the disease, that infection, which is causing them now to rise as zombies, effectively. You don't really think of it that way, because they walk around and move, and because they don't look like they're falling apart like skeletal zombies. But they are that very thing. Oh, am I gonna... Oh, right! We picked up the Lumafly lantern! So I'm thinking, we can probably get through this now, and I can get a mask shard. I've seen some people do this in the dark, which is incredible to me. How to remember how many steps you're taking to get from spot to spot. I'd be curious if anyone's attempted to do on-screen in one go a speed run in Steel Soul mode, because there's a bunch of things that are striking me as being too risky to do, and some tactics you can't do. You can't bounce on your shade, for example, because you don't have one when you die. And some of these areas would be rather difficult to even take the risk of doing them at low life, for example. What I'm doing, by the way, for this game, or my intention when it comes to exploring, is that I have a faint recollection of where upgrades are that I want. And I may go out of my way to get some of them, even if it makes more sense for me to continue onward with where I'm located, because I want to play this kind of safely as I'm exploring the world. I had made several Steel Soul attempts in the past. One or two of them, I did a Alt F4, or start quit, to get to the very end. But as I mentioned earlier, I think in the last episode, I couldn't bring myself to actually finish that Steel Soul run and get credit for it, because I cheated to get that far. Or certainly felt like cheating with doing that, that tactic. Everything, though, outside of the green path is going to be significantly more difficult for me compared to the first zones we've been in. More damage, I'm not as familiar with what's in these locations, and trickier battles, including some of the more tougher boss battles. I've died in Steel Soul attempts in the past several times as well to some things I wouldn't have thought would be so dangerous. The two large mushroom battle, the fat mushrooms, where you fight for that single charm notch, has killed me twice while doing Steel Soul in the past. So, we'll see if Tim manages to make it past that this time. Occasionally, when I'm playing Steam games, something either on my computer or Steam itself decides to minimize the games I'm playing if they are being run at full screen, which is the case here. It hasn't happened yet, but if it does happen, that's also rather nerve-wracking, because I have to then... The game doesn't pause when it minimizes, unlike some games, which means that I'm taking damage and or dying, probably. And I've died to a few Steel Soul runs when that was the case, too. So these creatures must not feed on very much, if anything. They're just possessed to wander around. We can't make any more progress in this area. We need the mantis hook. to be able to climb that wall, or we need the butterfly wings to be able to double jump over him. But at least we can save one more caterpillar and get some more geo. Not bad. That was pretty... That wasn't so tough. Feeling pretty confident after such an easy... not puzzle. Platforming. After such easy platforming was done. Which is a surefire way to get me in trouble up ahead. Because since I'm here, I'm pretty sure I'm going to risk going through Fog Canyon to reach the large... Oh, what are they called now? Stag Station? But I forget what the actual map location is called. But I'm probably going to make the attempt. Yep, yep, we're doing it. Let's go down the Fog Canyon. If I take a hit right away, we can come back up here. Fog Canyon. If I remember, you'll see me pause, by the way, when the game brings up the description of where I am for the first time. The little ones are nowhere near as dangerous as the big ones. I didn't realize the very first time I had played through the game that destroying them releases what's inside of them, which tries to retaliate for what you did. We can't access Conifer until we have some means to safely either swim in acid or bypass the shadow gate that's in the way. It feels so good to kill them. So I'm going, even though they don't drop any significant amount of geo, so I shouldn't be risking this. But I want them cleared out of the way. I don't want to take even a single point of damage if I can avoid it. My memory is that there is a lifeblood cocoon here, and I want it. And I think it has 3 lifebloods in it. I am also, because this always happens, about 85% sure that after I get the lifeblood, I'm going to take a hit in the room I just left. Almost instantly. Oh, I think I did put on the thorns, didn't I? At some point in the last episode. Maybe I did swap out some of my charms. I wish I had shown what charms I had equipped when I started the session. Okay, didn't take a hit immediately there. Good for me. We can't climb that without the mantis hook. It might be possible to drag, I think there's 2 of these, over there to do the jumps. By bouncing off of them, but it's really tricky to do that. I think I would need to extend the range. Yeah, okay, I'm going to try it. But I don't think this is going to work out so well for me. Yeah, I'm not going to gain any height. Can't pass through any shadow gates. I could have sworn, by the way, that there used to be a medal or something that you could utilize to mark where the shadow gates were in the game. But they're not being sold at the shop in Dirtmouth. So, really weird memory I have that I thought, once again, there was a pin for that. Well, leaving this with a little more exploration done and 2 lifeblood hearts will be useful up ahead. Would be easier to come up from the other side. Okay. Go me. Am I going to resist? I'm about to ask if am I going to resist the urge to kill that other one? I am not. I suppose I'm thinking maybe I will try to fill the journal. Without swimming. Or a really precise crystal dash. We're not going to get through that. I am not skilled enough at this game to do probably half of what I've seen some speedrunners do when I was watching speedruns for this game. Ooh. I'm not going to risk hitting that one now that I took a hit. Oh, the bank! There's no reason, I suppose, in a Steel Soul run to actually put money here, is there? Oh, hello, dearie. I was about to close up shop and run till you came along. I provide a banking service if you're interested. Losing one's geo is a terrible thing, and it's so much more likely if you carry it about on yourself. My vault is much more secure. In all my time as banker, I've never lost a single geo. Maybe consider opening an account. I understand. It's difficult to part with hard-won geo. I'll be here if you change your mind. Okay, I'm still, apparently, not remembering that I need to read this, Tim. Past Tim was like, this is a problem for future Tim. And future Tim is shaking his fist at past Tim. Not happy that he's speeding through the texts a little bit here. Queen Station. That's the name of this location. Hello, Quirrell. Isn't this something? I not expected to discover so huge a stag station after that foggy descent. The bugs of Hollownest must have been an impressive lot, building such grand structures so far into these wilds. Seems the dangerous creatures about haven't yet made their way in here. It's a perfect place for a quick rest. Can you imagine this place in its time? Hordes of bugs traveling about the kingdom, stag bells ringing. Now only our like even know it exists. That's a special thing, I suppose, to cherish these sights, even in their decay. We'll talk to all the bugs. After all, this is not a speed run. Oh, come in search of treats, have you? I chanced on a unique little fungus growing right above us. I found it only in this station, and the taste is just divine. This place must have been quite the hub, built at the border between two lands. That misty drop to one side and those bulbous mushrooms on the other. Neither place seems particularly welcoming, so while my little treats last, I think I'll stay right here. We can't do any of that until once again, we have the Mantis Hook. Lots of Mantis Hook requirements in this area. I don't know why I say I rested there. We just lost the lifeblood mask I had. Once again, instinct takes over. I feel compelled to sit on every bench. Did we talk with him, Tim? Yes, you do. You've opened several stag stations now, haven't you? I'm thankful for the opportunity to once more travel through the kingdom. As I visit more places, I feel my memories returning to me, like the stagways of my mind are running once more. Continue to open the stations, and you'll have my deepest gratitude. We didn't talk to him, Tim, about this station. Oh, we're not leaving? I guess we don't need to. Where would I go? Back to Dirtmouth? There's more to explore here. I've always wondered if the bugs from Hollownest were so athletic that the fungal wastes that they did those hops with ease and no complaints. feel a little guilty whenever I kill the little ones. They look so adorable. But they're also dead already, right? They're filled with the infection. Another sad thing to think about. Ah, my short friend. You've caught me at the perfect time. I'm just about finished charting these noxious caverns. Very territorial types make their homes within this area. I suggest avoiding them where possible. Further below, some strange thin creatures gave me quite a scare. They seemed an intelligent bunch. In my youth, I'd have braved their caves, but I fear my matured physique wouldn't be able to outrun them were they to turn hostile. There's a potent odor about these caverns, and far worse for me, I suspect. My trunk is quite sensitive, whereas you don't seem to possess a scent organ of any kind. Is it that you cannot smell at all? I don't think he can. Can he even hear, I wonder? Maybe he can feel the puffs of breath, assuming the bugs are breathing as such. So he knows it's communicating with him. But maybe our Hollow Knight here doesn't understand a single thing that's being said to it. Although, I guess I don't recall any of these creatures having ears. Perhaps the horns on top act as antenna. Well, getting the map is a good thing, I suppose, if nothing else. I will occasionally have to rely on it, since once again, it's been a while since I have played through the game. I'm thinking that up ahead, we're going to be arriving at that 2 mushroom battle. How much trouble I've been in trying to do that in the past. But we do want that charm notch, and if we're going to go through the fungal waste in this direction, it will be useful to have them eliminated. Every bug gets a hit with the nail, apparently. Oh, am I going to do this? I am. We're going to try for a journal entry up here, or rather a journal period. A bit dangerous for this 200 geo item. Oh, it's a Hollow the Seal, not a journal. 450. Oh, almost hit that. Whew. I'd love to kill these to stop myself from being smacked or being threatened by those bombs. This is a spot where I believe the Mr. Mushroom shows up, but I've never been able to understand what you need to do to get him to show up. Oh, Tim. I think there's a certain order in which you're supposed to visit his locations. And I think you need the Spore Shroom charm equipped to get him to show up. But I haven't been able to puzzle it out, so it remains one of the things I haven't done in the game. Alas, little mushroom, I need some more soul, so we have to kill you. We should stay. Okay, yeah. Don't try to be clever, Tim. It doesn't work out for you. And you can't access this door from this side, so you have to go through to the right and up. I love it when I just walk away from the Geo, knowing that the Gathering Storm will pluck it up for me. Oh, look at me! Knowing it would just take one more hit, and deciding to turn around and whack it, rather than run away from it. Even though these are technically dead and infected also, I feel too guilty killing them. But not these ones. Apparently they're too close to something that could potentially hurt me, so I don't have any qualms killing them. Alright. This is one of the more difficult battles I've had to do in my early attempts at doing the Steel Soul. Here we go. Can't be risking walking into that sludge, Tim. I want to kill one of them, so that we don't have to worry about being sludged from both sides. There we go. Good, good. Oh, that looked rather easy. The Charm Notch. But I've seen people die to that battle before, and I definitely have too. Because once again, playing fast and loose, not thinking that it's going to be easy, and then not giving the enemies the proper consideration that you should for every battle that you're in. Great way to get yourself killed. Interesting thing to think about when it comes to the charms this bug sells. Don't try to sneak past me. I can smell you. Do you collect a lot of Geo? Give me Geo and you can see something nice. You're a fool, aren't you? No, we haven't found the Colosseum yet. Those charms he sells, you can make them, when you die, they shatter, and then you have to rebuy them again. But in Steel Soul, when you die, that's it. So the need to make a non-breakable version of them vanishes in Steel Soul mode. But it's also quite interesting, because there's less you need to spend money on then in Steel Soul mode, and there's more money available in Steel Soul mode, for that matter. There's a door, there's a crypt. Oh, this is one of the breakable walls that I think many people don't realize exists. There is a soul statue within it. We don't have the downward dive, so we can't shatter that. If I can do the bounce trick on one of the little hunter flyers, we might be able to get another mask shard while we're here. So I'm thinking we will make an attempt to do that. If I take a few hits and run out of soul, we'll probably, yeah, I hear it up above us. I want that. And I can do it. I can bounce on the top of that flying creature if I can get it. Perfect! First try. Normally, we'd have to wait until we have the Mantis Hook, or the double jump to do this. Nothing else in this little maze requires such, only getting up here. I wonder if that bug was put here for this particular purpose as well. That feels good to have another one of those. But still, we can only take 3 gigantic hits. When there are some enemies, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, you've probably played this game before, viewer, I'm guessing, or at least far enough to know. But there are some creatures that do 2 damage when they strike you instead of 3. That doesn't do anything for us against those creatures. Still, it's good to have another mask. I want the 7th as soon as I can get one. So cool, just walking on, not caring about the geo behind me. Oh, sure. I guess I'm going to go and visit Saluba. Is that her name? Its name? To see what charms I can afford. And maybe buy another charm notch if I've got enough charms already. Oh, okay, we did clear out the Broodmother. I have to rest at every bench, apparently. Oh, you surprised me. Hello, hello. Come in, sweetling. Come in and make yourself at home. I am Salubra, and this is my cozy little charm store. Do the townsfolk out there tell you to come and visit me? Yes. This is a lovely little village, isn't it? Warm and intimate and full of life. What were we talking about? Oh, yes, charms. I can see you started your own collection. Very nice. I will show you some of my own, and you can take one home with you if you like. Oh, am I supposed myself to read these? The nail you wield is adorable, but you do sometimes feel it could be a little longer. Ho ho ho. Go on, take this charm home with you. I don't feel like I should actually read these. That's probably why I'm pausing on these. So, I can probably... oh, and the first charm notch is only 120. How far away am I from actually getting that charm? Is it really 800 for quick focus? I guess that's worth it. And 3 charm notches for it too. That's worth it too. 5 charms. I think we have at least 3. Was that enough to buy another charm notch? It was! Perfect. Let's do that. And we have enough. We could purchase another notch. I'm looking at the notch cost between these. Okay, we'll go with the Shaman Stone. We need 10 total charms for the next charm notch, so that's an effort to move towards that. And I think I'll do some charming here. Okay. Oh, I have on the Soul Catcher. Okay, so Gathering Swarm. I'll be leaving that on probably the most of the game. We'll take steady bodies so we don't get pushed away when we smack things. We deal a point of damage when we're struck, assuming Thorns hurt something, and Soul Catcher for a little more soul when we smack something. I will have I'm guessing my plan is to do what I normally do when it comes to charms. All the cheap ones, the 1 charm cost ones, get placed first on the charm notch belt, followed by 2s, 3s, and 4s. I feel for some reason it's important to keep everything organized like that, even though it doesn't really matter. I know now that you can also overcharm yourself. If you have empty charm notches, like 1 charm notch, and you try to put on a charm that costs 3 notches into that slot, the game won't let you. But if you keep trying, after the 5th time, it will let you do so. But you become what's called overcharmed and take twice, I believe it's twice as much damage from everything that hits you. So a normal attack does 2, and the big creatures, when they do their 2 damage, I think it does 4 to you. Getting my nail upgraded. I know I'm thinking that's a priority for me. But I certainly seem to be going about that priority a bit oddly, considering that I'm not making my way towards the City of Tears. And the mantids that would allow me to access that area. I have not, to my recollection in this game, spared the first boss. I've always killed it, but I know you can avoid it. And then to get to the City of Tears will require you to go through Deep Nest, if I recall correctly, to access it. Which means that you also will need to kill the Mantis Lords. I think that's their name. Every geo matters, so we pick up everyone. What's the expression I like using? Oh, every coin counts, so count every coin. And we're going to want as much geo as we can possibly get. We don't need to see the termite again. I'm pretty sure that's a termite. I know there's several different story-related options you have in the game. Like with Cloth. Depending upon how far along you decide to complete his quest, you can actually end up with him surviving at the end of the game, even if you defeat the traitor. The Traitor Lord? That must have been another entrance into Hollow Nest? At one point, or the City of... I keep calling it the City of Tears, but I think Hollow Nest is the correct... oh, Tim. Tim! What are you doing? What are you doing? Pay attention here. This is no place for you to stop here. You gotta keep moving. There you go. Very good. Speaking of Cloth, that's where I believe you first meet him. I'm trying to remember, I think, why I paused there. What's over here? This is an optional battle. I forget its name. I think we'll be told when we visit the grave here. We remember the Elder. This is one of the Dream Warriors, if I recall, or Dream Knights, if I recall correctly. One of the tougher ones, as well, if I remember right. Woo! Wow, how did that not hit me? My goodness, I thought that hit my head. Our hitbox is a little shorter than us, I suppose. Aha! A tiny steps of a tiny creature. You got the look of an adventurer, so we've much in common. Searching for dangerous places, eh? Well, you're on the right track. A long-necked critter warned me of a tribe deeper down. Warrior sorts, so she says, and I'm itching for some serious combat. Keep sharp, my adventurous friend. Stay alive, and let's meet again on the road ahead. Taylor is one of the nastier creatures to fight. Super aggressive. Doesn't give you a chance to heal, because when you try, he'll send out these waves of energy that fill the entire vertical space between you and him, and expand out towards you. And unless I think you have quick focus, I don't think you're able to get the heal off in time. And then you take 2 damage, and I think everything he hits you with also inflicts 2 damage. So, it's a bit nerve-wracking, that fight. It's optional, though. We don't have to complete that quest. Needed, if I recall correctly, to access the White Queen. But you don't need to actually complete that quest chain in order to complete the game. And I'm thinking, in the back of my mind, if I make it that far, will I make the attempt to do that? To fight that optional boss, since it's one of the tougher ones. Here ends the pilgrim's way. Hollow Nest's heart lays open before you. Proceed onward to share in its glory. Well, we're not getting over that acid. If we had the crystal dash, we could, but we don't have access to that. Could we get access to the crystal dash at this point? I think we could, couldn't we? I want to know what's over here. It's been a long time. Okay, just a soul statue. Looks like we're heading down to the Mantid Hive at this point. It's a tricky one to hit. With our dash, we should be able to do it. I don't think we can actually access anything by going left, but we'll take a peek. Oh no, we can! This opens up a shortcut. Also gives us access to, a mask shard, I think? No. A caterpillar. And some geo. Nice. Keep missing, huh? I'm sure, viewer, you have the same attitude I do, but getting hit by anything makes me feel like a lesser player of the game. That I should somehow be able to do the entire game, from start to finish, without taking a single hit. And I'm sure someone has done that. Someone has uploaded a 20-hour video to YouTube where they get through the entire game from start to end, all at once, all in one go, without needing to save and quit, without taking a single hit. I know someone's done that. The crazy people. God bless them. My goodness, that takes a lot of skill. More skill than I definitely have. Oh, we're killing the plant below us. We can actually slice it through the ceiling above. A bit weird that our slash goes through the ground like that, but, well, I'm willing to cheese the game every now and then. I wanted it to strike first. Not that it matters. I know how the story unfolds and what creatures are hostile and whatnot. But I do still like... I don't know. I feel like I should still make this somewhat thematic, as it were. I do like that they impale on spikes all the masks from Hollow Nest's bugs, I suppose. Although some of those masks come from Deep Nest, and some of those creatures are not the easiest creatures to kill. That was a parry. Those happen very rarely for me. I am not skilled enough to do them. You hit the creature just as it slices you, and your hit counts, and its does not. Wanderers seeking truth, welcome. May you find swift end upon our claws. Now, the mantids are a bit different than all the other bugs, or a great many of them. Notice the color when we hit them, and notice that it's not that orange infectious mist. These creatures are not diseased. So I was talking earlier about how when I fall, I try to break my fall by landing on a platform, and I just always choose the wrong direction to move in. That was such an example. Delicious Geo. That Lumify lantern was very expensive, but it is going to encourage me to actually potentially fight the Mantis Lords now, since we actually can get into Deep Nest. Doing Deep Nest, though, without a nail upgrade is going to be rather painful. I'll be curious if I do decide to make the attempt. Wow, I forget her name. The impression I get is that the disease, when you're dead, converts you into a zombie in a similar way that, how do I pronounce the fungus? Cordyceps does so to ants. But if you're alive, it instead afflicts you with some sort of strange visions. But it doesn't do anything else to you. I don't know if it can consume you when you're alive. And on that note, I am not sure that our Hollow Knight here is alive in the same way that the other insects are. Enough time to at least clear some of the Mantis area. So, as someone who records games, the thought in my mind when doing something like a Steel Soul is always, when do I do the boss battles? I tend to not want these episodes to go longer than an hour, but I would prefer to do the more tricky battles, or any boss battle for that matter, not at the beginning of an episode, but near its middle or end. In this way, you guys know that I am not doing any sort of weird manipulation to the videos or the game in order to, let's say, hide a death that happened, which I've detected several other people do for their Steel Soul runs. But unless I record it from beginning to end all in one go, I have no way to prove it. Nothing stops me, for example, from backing up the save files, and if I died during a run, just restoring back the save files again, and then making another attempt at it, and no one would be any of the wiser. Unfortunately, my computer cannot hold an entire run of Hollow Knight in it, because I use traps. Beautiful area, by the way, that these things live in. Although it's filled with the fungal spores, it has a very beautiful look to it. Like the leaves, golden leaves falling during the fall season. And now we have the Mantis Claw. That will make getting around much easier for us. And we might as well grab the Geo. Yeah, so I have only my word, viewer, that I am not going to do so, and if we die, it will be on screen. The biggest part about doing something like this is that you have to live with yourself at the end of it. And if you're not honest with yourself, if you're going to lie or trick the viewers, I mean, you can, by all means, but I couldn't live with myself if I was to do that. Interesting that the Mantis are keeping these stacks of geo around in their place. I guess they don't value them as currency. Or perhaps they just like the look of them there. Reminds me of when I play Don't Starve. I often make my main base near gold veins, but I never harvest the rocks that possess that gold. I leave them there for the aesthetic that they add to the base. Oh. I know every time I fall further than just a single platform that I was trying to break my fall and failed. Can't hit that, Tim. Can't hit that one either. Not through the walls, at least. Can't go for that one. It feels so good to do a battle like that, and remember that you have that dash to get you out of trouble. Now, do I go right? I do go right. Okay, good. I like showing this. There's a bench up ahead, but we're not allowed to be in it. And we can't kill that bug in vengeance. Not allowed to slash it through the floor. I wonder how the large mantids get around in this area, because it doesn't look like they could fly. So that one standing guard, where we killed it in the center area here, I guess it was there forever? And the little ones brought it food on occasion? Or maybe, I suppose, obviously, they can move around. They just choose not to when they're fighting us. Of course, the real reason is because of video game logic. I must get every stash of geo. Oh, Tim, was that smart? Because now you don't have a great deal of soul. There's a lifeblood cocoon in this room right here, but we could access it. But I can't. I don't think I can make the hop up to it. So that means, do we fight them now? Holy crap, I am! An unupgraded nail. It's still possible once you get into the groove of fighting them. Everything plays automatically. Ooh! Woo! Be a little fast with him if you want to hit him. Maybe you should shoot. You have all that soul you're not using. Holding onto it to heal, apparently. Should have shot. Should have shot here, too. My thoughts are likely, because I know how I think. I need it to heal. It's clear that I don't. Or I might, but I can get it easily enough. There you go, Tim. Good. Start using it. You'll get it back easily. Woo! I love that one. But the same when they both throw their lances? Yeah, this one. Yeah, because you can heal under them, which I thought was kind of... Ooh, wow! Good dodge, Tim. Is neat. I like that. This one, that we press jump. Perfect jump. Perfect jump again. Should be shooting, Tim. We hit both of them with a shot. Okay, there we go. We took a hit. Perfect. I need to heal anyway. Woo! Got too close to her butt. Oh, got too close to the tip of her spear. Okay, 2 hits. I'm now panicking. No, I'm panicking. Oh no, Tim. Half your life. Calm down. Calm down. It's the same battle. Ooh. That was risky, moving slightly. I love the heal, but I know it's a trap. We don't need it. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Good. Yep. Use the soul. Oh god, that was so close. Ooh. Oh, that still gives us so much hope. Because this means this one's taking some damage. Heal. Sneaking another. Nope. I like bowing in response to their bow. Excellent fight, Mantis Lords. A lot of fun. Got me to half my life, but we did it. We managed it. Am I just going to go for it? I don't think so. But maybe we'll get the map? I can count on one hand the number of times I've fought the Mantis Lords without an upgraded nail. Not necessarily because they're difficult, but because I do tend to make a few more mistakes than I'd like. I think they've killed me twice when I've attempted it without a nail. But I have succeeded at fighting them more times, I suppose. 3 times without fully upgrading it. This place gives me the creeps. Unless you're well prepared, I'd urge you to leave. Though if you're feeling strong enough to descend, would you like to buy my map? Well, what a horrid ward of angry beasts. It's going to take a whole lot of effort to climb out of this dark pit. Good luck, Carnifer. Well, we opened the door for you, so you can probably get out the way that we got in. The Mantis Lords might not kill you outright. I think I will usually, not quite always, bow to them in return when I see them. And now, none of the other mantids will be hostile with us. I might kill 1 or 2, but I think throughout the rest of the game I won't kill any more. I feel a little guilty striking something that isn't overtly hostile to me. And with that all done, viewer, we're also wrapping up this episode. About 1 minute left. We'll probably loot some of this stuff here, the chests. Or we'll do that in the next episode. We'll do it now. My memory is that we get the Mark of Pride here as a charm. Yes, that's what it's called. Good for you, Tim. This also extends the range of our nail, more than the long nail upgrade. And they can be combined to increase your nail even further. Though I think we'll just end up with one of them in use. And the last one of these is, I think, some Geo? And I'm guessing it was meant for us to have. So thank you, Mantis Lords. And guys, that will do. Thank you all for watching. And I will maybe see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.